you all so much for stopping by today. So I am in the process of going to put some of our cooler weather plants out that we started from seed. It is going to be a beautiful week this week. So I'm going to let them get some sunlight, a little bit of wind. I'm just going to start off the hardening process. We got some rain maybe later on in the forecast, but for some of our herbs, I'm going to go ahead and get those planted this week. But I wanted to share with y'all about the fungus gnats. Now, it's not like it's not a lot, but I knew that what I am going to tell you that I was taking a chance with creating fungus gnats, but it was either that or come back to plants that may not have made it. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So in my seed starting area, I always have yellow sticky traps up, specifically for fungus gnats. And some seasons we have a great success. We hardly have any fungus gnats, which this year it has not been bad. But again, I'm going to tell you how these came about, because before I left, there were not that many fungus gnats, but I knew I was going to take a chance. I'm seeing a few flying around now, but fungus gnats can come from sometimes the soil you're using, but mainly these, in my case, it was because of overwatering. But let me tell you exactly why I did it. So months ago, we had booked a trip in order to see our daughter and the grandkids in Texas. It was only for a few days, but I had to leave a lot of the plants, well, pretty much all of the plants that I started from seed. So either I could water them real good and hope for the best, not water them at all. But what I decided to do was to overwater them, because I knew we would be gone for a lot of days. But what I did was I bottom watered it. So I not only watered the plant, but I overwatered the plant, let the excess go into these trays right here, but I didn't pour them off. And I did that for all of these. For our soil blocks, what I did is, let me share with you what I did. Okay, so for our soil blocks, we went ahead and I just filled it up until it wouldn't overflow. So I let it soak in, but then I put like extra water in here. This soil block tray was the only one to really kind of dry out. I did that the same way. Now, most of the soil blocks, they were dry, but everything was still alive. And I'll show you an example, because this still has a little bit of water left in here. So we watered them, and then any excess water, we just let it stay so that it could still have water to bottom water and just take up the water from the bottom. But it was either that or come back to plants that were all just slumped over and maybe went through a little bit of stress and may not come back. So what I'm going to use is I use a product called Natural. I'll put it on the screen. They are granules, and you sprinkle them on the soil. But here's the thing. It does not get rid of the fungus gnats that have already developed and are flying, but it will get rid of the larvae. So if they've laid eggs on the soil or in the soil, we're just going to sprinkle those on here, and hopefully it will. You know, I always say with pest control, most of the time, I'm not looking to eliminate them like every last single one, but I do want to see a decrease in population. And what I'll do is I'll probably set up one more sticky trap, just so that once they get trapped on there, they don't come off. So we'll probably put one more of those, probably on the other seed starting rack, and any fungus gnats that are, you know, like kind of the adult stage, then they will get on here and then they won't be able to come off. But I'm going to start hardening these off, giving it a little bit of sun. We got a little bit of rain this week, but I wanted to share with you all how I got fungus gnats, why I got fungus gnats. But it was just a choice that I had to make. And so that was the choice. And I'm still okay with that. That's fine. I did lose one plant, but it was really, really young. It may have been because of the overwatering or the fungus gnats. But let me know in the comments, y'all, what would you have done if you were gone for about 4 days? I really didn't feel like asking anyone to come over and water the plants because I'm like, this should be good. It should be fine. And for the most part, like I said, they are. But I'm just going to try to control these fungus gnats. I'm going to start taking a lot of the herbs, hardening them off outside. We'll get those planted and we're still going to have a wonderful growing season, because what I will tell you is most of the time in the summer is really hard for Chris to get me to go a lot of places. I mean, I'll go for a couple of days, but like weeks or 2 weeks I really have to get someone to come and just check on things. But I'm not starting that many seeds inside, but I still like for someone to check on, the outside plants and just make sure that the irrigation is working and different things like that. But I just wanted to share that with you. Let me know in the comments what you would have done. So as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap that subscribe button. Make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And until the next video, bye-bye.